Hello, everyone. Today I have a special guest, one of the most complete guards who ever played in Basketball Super League, Jamon Gordon. Jamon, welcome and how are you today?
I'm all right, man. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, Jamon, while I was checking about you, I found a sad statement that you made. When I was 6 years old, 6 years old, I moved in with my grandmother, who was a very disciplined woman, and it was like being in the military. When I call her, I would tell her when I missed a shot, and she would ask, "Why did you miss it?" So, how was it growing up like that? I mean, can we define you as a disciplined player on the court because of that?
Yeah, but my grandmother was kind of like a person that never showed really emotions. And I never really had people to run to when I played basketball. If something go wrong, my grandma was working, so she was never really at the game. So I never really had people to talk to. It was just me and my coach when I was young and his kids. My mother didn't come to many games, so they probably started coming to games when I was in high school. So I always kind of like relied on myself. And whatever I told her was something was wrong, she would be like, "Get over it. It's your fault. Figure it out." So I just kind of always been that type of way.
You once said, basketball is my life. Even when I'm not playing basketball, I think about basketball and I play basketball with my daughter. Have you ever considered coaching at a professional level or being a GM in a team?
I'd rather coach at a professional level than high school or college because professional players understand what they have to do. It's more you can talk the way you want to talk. You have a better understanding. With kids, you have to be careful what you say. You got to deal with parents. It's more different in the States than it is in Europe. But I would rather coach professionally because I understand from a player than I would understand from a coach or a GM. So of course, I would want to coach professionally for sure.
No. And you had a great college career at Virginia Tech, and being in the ACC Defensive Player of the Year was obviously big deal. And you weren't drafted in the NBA, but you mentioned looking at those who were picked in my draft year and got crazy about it. And did you receive any offer from there? I mean, in the NBA, and did you push for it after your first 2 year?
I ended up going to summer league with Dallas. I went to training camp with
Denver, I
the
guess.
Wizards. Nah, I went
Sorry,
with the
sorry.
Wizards, training camp with the Wizards. Then the next year I went to summer league with Dallas. I wasn't mentally ready uh, when I was trying out. I was too caught up in a lot of other things that wasn't basketball at the time. I don't think I was ready, so I didn't deserve to make the team. Once I got to Europe and I started understanding the game, and I put basketball to a point where it was really, really basketball first and not girls and money and cars and stuff like that. I always used to think about giving another chance. I had a couple offers. The teams were talking. I ain't gonna say complete offers. Probably like my fourth or fifth year. I think when I was in FS. But I kind of enjoyed playing in Europe. I enjoyed that style of basketball compared to the NBA. But it was always a thought in my mind: what if? What if? What if? I knew I had the talent for sure to play because I had learned. I think once I left Olympiacos and I had the chance to play with Spanulis, Papaloukas, and Milos, some of the top guards in Europe, and was playing a EuroLeague at a high level, I knew I could play in the NBA. It was just opportunity and time. And you know, like in the NBA, you come from Europe, they don't give you that same type of grace if you get drafted. They make you ride the bench. And I want to play more than I want to be in the NBA. So I kind of just stayed in Europe.
Yeah, that's great answer. And
Uh,
you begun your professional career in Antalya. This transition usually aren't easy for American players. How was it for you? Was it the right choice?
uh, I had a chance to go to the D League uh, when I didn't get drafted. It just didn't make sense. The money didn't make sense. And it was G League, D League wasn't popular then. Then I got an offer from Antalya. Then luckily I went to had a great coach that allowed me to get in shape. Coach Orhun allowed me to get in shape. He taught me the game. Like he took his time with me. He ain't rush. It wasn't all about wins. There was a team coming from second division. So anything that we did good was a positive. I think we end up winning 7, 8 games in a row. We ended had a chance to beat Inferno in the regular season. You know how big that was for Antalya. We ended up losing to Inferno in the first round of the playoffs, but that was a successful season for
Absolutely.
Antalya. And I just learned how to play, and I liked the way overseas fit my game because I put team first. I play defense. I could do a lot of stuff, and it was the first time in my life coming from the States where I got credit for doing the small stuff, unlike in the States where you get more credit for scoring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After short stints in Germany, Croatia, and a Lavertire great team, you made your EuroLeague debut with Maurici, and Coach Bartzokas was there too. Did you foresee his role to prominence?
Uh the best thing with Coach B, he's a player's coach. And I think that year we had $1 million budget. Like people don't understand what he did with that team. We didn't get paid. Most of us still haven't got that money from that year. I know I haven't. What he did with that team and how he allowed us to play. I think we had some Kostas Kamakolu, Pat Kadathis, Nick's brother, another American guard, Billy
Absolutely.
Keys, Jared Holman. We had and a bunch of other Greek players. But he allowed, especially for me, I was a newcomer. Most of them guys had been on the team. I remember just from the beginning in preseason, he was just a player coach, man. Like still to this day, I talk to him. We talk on sometimes on WhatsApp. He all for his players. He don't. It's the team first, then the management. He got a great mind. Some of the plays he was calling for me, I never had got called. I post up a lot. He gave me the ball, and I was my first year in EuroLeague, so I didn't know much, but he taught me so much, and he's a great guy on and off the court. So that I see why he has so much success in Europe now.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask the other teams, obviously, but during your time at Olympiacos, you said Mauricio was the best team you had been on, but obviously not in terms of talent. Looking back,
Yeah,
which one was the best team in your
for
career?
sure. My best team that I played on for me, I say Marusi because we had a bunch of guys that was trying to build a name. Like we all was trying to, we was all playing for less money that we end up playing for. I'm just saying, with a team, I mean, the team far as we played for each other. I
Mhm.
get the second feeling probably Galatasaray because we was in the same situation. Everybody was still trying to build a name. Olympiacos, that's the most talented team I ever played on. But you know, we had a lot of egos. We had a new coach, Coach Ikovic. He probably was one of the best coaches that I had. Like I say, he reminded me of growing up. He was so disciplined. You gonna do what he say. I learned a lot on that team, but we wasn't a team. That's probably why we didn't win the title like we were supposed to. A lot of people thought we was having them three great point guards. And I think me and Jotan Hopper was the fourth and fifth point guard on the team. So imagine that.
Yeah,
But
obviously, and you had a different role because in Mauricio you had the ball in your hands.
yeah,
How did you adapt?
the first 3 months was difficult, and people didn't know I had a 3 month contract in Olympiacos. The first 3 months wasn't guaranteed, and
Oh,
it was stressful. I had some other offers. My agent, I ain't gonna say convinced me to go there. You know, it made more sense for me to go to Olympiacos if I play good. You know, great things would happen. I ended up going to Olympiacos, struggling in the beginning, but I'm a defensive player, so I ended up talking to coach one day, and they ended up taking me out the Greek league, and I only played EuroLeague. So I had an extra chance to just work on my game. Then one day he asked me, "Do I feel like I'm the best guard on the team?" And I was like, "Yes." Yeah. I don't think he believed it, but I believed it. Even though I know Spanulis at the time and Teodosin and Papalukas was better, but you still have to believe in yourself.
that's
Yeah, he just like showed me. So I just started gaining more confidence, so I went from not really playing to I probably started the last 4 months of the season because I had something that they couldn't do. I played defense. And once they started trusting me, I had the ball a little bit more. And they offered me to come back the next year, but I just had to make a decision, a better decision to go to Galatasaray.
Yeah, and you passed the EuroLeague qualifiers with Galatasaray, and I remember it was enjoyable time. And
Yeah,
there was even a young star, Jonas Valanciunas at Ritas among your rivals at those qualifiers.
yeah,
After the victory, fans welcome you at the airport, and that was the first time Galatasaray experienced the EuroLeague. How did that
yeah.
go?
It's the funny thing. I think we played PAOK one of the games. I played real good. We played PAOK. I think we played one of the teams from France. And we played did we play
Ritas.
Zalgiris? We played Ritas
Ritas.
or Zalgiris?
No, no, no. Žalgiris was already in the EuroLeague.
Okay,
They
so
had
when
a
we
license.
yeah, when we won, it was shocking because I already had them played in EuroLeague, so I didn't understand how big it was for Galatasaray. I didn't understand. And we get back and see all the fans. It was crazy, like for me, like. But it was so good because I had been through qualification with Marusi before, so I understood how it went. But the last game, I was hurt. I didn't even play that many minutes, so it was kind of nerves for me. I felt like it was good for us to go to EuroLeague, but I think we would have won the Euro Cup. If we made it to the Euro Cup, I think we would probably won it. But it turned out better for EuroLeague. We ended up beating Cheska. We ended up having some big wins against Olympiacos. I think we beat FS that year too. So
Yes.
it was a great season. So
And
many
came back
good players.
from Barcelona from 20 points. That Barcelona
Yeah,
was
that
incredible.
boss. Yeah. So then that's one team I wish could have stayed together. That team
Mm.
there, I wish we could have stayed together.
Jamon, you were also the league's favorite, biggest favorite actually. There was a better team in the semifinals, Beşiktaş. How was it losing as the favorite, and how much did it hurt?
Oh man, that was a tough series because Besiktas they was adding players at the end of the year, and their coach did a great job. He made a like an adjustment during the playoffs, and it kind of started killing our plays. We couldn't score like we used to, but they had a great team. Carlos Aurora, David Hawkins at that time. Nobody was stopping David Hawkins. He was playing unbelievable. I think Pops Matsubatsu, Irv Dudley. Oh, they had too many players. They end up,
Yeah.
and I think we had some injuries too, but they had too many players at the time. And look at the coach now; he's steady winning, like he was winning before. So, and I think that year they ended up beating us in the Greek Cup or something, the Turkish Cup.
Yeah.
We was up
They
at the
won the
end.
Turkish Cup. They won another Europe Cup, and also obviously Basketball Super League champion.
Yeah, we was up on them in the Turkish Cup, and somebody hit a three at the end of the game. They ended up beating us overtime. So once they won that, they got the confidence. They was on another level.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think I don't know, in the third game at the semifinals, Carlos Arroyo faked.
Ooh. Hey,
Fans still
listen.
talk about it.
Hey, listen. I had not seen him did it a whole bunch of times. It was funny. Me and Carlos still friends to this day. And at the point of, it was some point in the game, I was like, man, we finna lose. Like, it was nothing they could do. Like, for me, I get on Carlos, kind of slow Carlos down a little bit. David played good. Switch to David. Carlos stopped playing good. And we lost Josh Shipp. Josh Shipp broke his ankle in
Yeah.
like the last game of the
Jadovic came
regular.
replacement, right?
Yeah. He broke his ankle, and that was our other best defender. So it was kind of different. But when he did the fake, I was already out of it. And I was like, oh, man. Then I wake up the next morning. It's all over YouTube. All my friends back home showing. I like, man, it was a good fake, but they just the way they show it on YouTube, like
Absolutely.
he talked junk about it all the time.
Absolutely. Another topic, going to Anadolu Efes. Was it easy for you because you had a great chemistry with Galatasaray fans?
Yeah. It was tough playing against Galatasaray after that. All the other years, it was tough playing against Galatasaray because I kind of It was a struggle in the beginning with Galatasaray. When in the beginning, I didn't play as much like I did like at the end of the season to the end. When me and Coach Octa, we got on better terms, and I got comfortable with Coach. He got comfortable with me, so we built like a family atmosphere at Galatasaray. So when I went to FS, it was different playing against Gala. Then FS didn't have as much fans as they have now. Before it wasn't,
Yeah,
especially the Turkish game. Turkish games was empty. Like the
basically.
Euroleague games was packed, but the Turkish games were empty. But it was different. And going to FS that first year with Jordan Farmer, Sacha Vujacic, that was a good team. We had a great roster. Then Josh Hip came, Simi, KG. Like we had a great roster, so it was good at FS too.
You work with Oktay Mahmudi at Galatasaray, FS,
Yeah.
and Darüşşafaka. It seems like there was a special connection between two of you. Can you describe this bond a little bit?
And it's different because we never really had too many conversations off the court like people would think.
Ah,
He was just, he trusted me. Like I got to give him all the respect and for his decisions for always coming to get me, help take care of my family, I think I played for him maybe 1, 4, 2,
five
4, 5,
years.
5 years, 5 years. But after a bumpy road in the beginning, he understood me. Like he knew like certain little stuff about me that most coaches wouldn't do, and I understood him. He wanted to play defense. As long as you play defense and play hard in practice, you can pretty much do whatever you want. So that was cool with me. I respected that he was straightforward. I respected that he put me in a position to take care of my family for the rest of my life. Like, he never tried to take money from players. He could have fined us for so much stuff. He never did. Compared to what I heard how direct he was in year before, but when I played for him, he was always good to me. Like he good coach. He knows strategy on defense. Each year he got more open to listening to players. Like when we stayed on the road, he made sure we was in the best hotels. Like I can't do nothing but say good things about Coach Octa.
Ah, and I would like to ask one specific game, which was Olympiacos game at home. Playoff game four. You tipped the ball in the last seconds, Jamon, and the series tied. But there was a second to play actually, and Kostas
Yeah.
found space to through the ball to the basket from midcourt, and he had done this in the Galatasaray Olympiacos game too. And you once mentioned that Olympiacos players was practicing shooting from half court for an hour after training and made bets about that. And did you think the same when Slukas throwing the ball?
It's funny to me to see Costas and Slukas and Papa Nicolau. They was young kids when I was at Olympiacos, and Slukas ended up going to another team. He got loaned out, but that's the thing at Olympiacos when I was there. We used to shoot after half court shots forever, just trying to shoot him, trying to shoot him, trying to shoot him. And I remember the Galatasaray game when he made it. I was just like, "Ain't this some like I done seen him make these shots." But when he took it, I would just watch the ball. I done lost in my career in high school. I mean, in college at Duke the same way. They number one in the nation. I was at Virginia Tech. Sean Dockery hit from half court. So I done lost from half court shots so many times. I almost wanted to close my eyes when he shot the shot. But I still to this day think about losing game 5 to Olympiacos and us going to the final four. That's one game. That's one game I probably never let go. I never let go.
I mean, after Slukas missed the game winner, did you think that okay, we got the series and we are going to Final Four?
I had all the confidence that we was gonna win, but we slipped up. We lost. I forgot which teams we lost to. We would have had home court advantage in the top 8. I don't know who we lost to because it was kind of back and forth who was gonna get home court for the top 8. And I knew it was going to come down to who had home court because each game the home team ended up winning. Me playing for Olympiacos, you're not going to win. You're not going to win a game 5 there. You're not. And we was up. We was up. We was up. Then Princes started hitting them threes. Then once the crowd get into it, it was like we just slipped. It slipped through our hands. I'll never forget that game. That's one game I'll never forget.
At Gala Olympiacos game, You were defending Spanish at the last seconds, and
Yeah.
you were defending Costas Lucas. Do you think that he had a chance?
Huh?
Do you think
Repeat it.
that, yes, Lucas, do you think that if you were guarding him at that game, Galatasaray Olympiacos game, because you were defending at the last position Vasilis Spanolis, you were chasing Costas
Yeah.
Lucas.
Yeah.
If you were defending Costas Lucas, do you think that he had a chance to make it?
I don't know, man. Slukas is he's a baby Spanulis now. He make big shots. He always had the confidence to make shots, even when he was younger. He had this pull up, his two dribble pull up going left is unbelievable. He got confidence from playing with them guys. So I don't know what was gonna happen. I knew one thing. I wasn't gonna let Spanulis get the ball. That's one person you don't let get the ball.
And as much as I understood, you follow EuroLeague very
Yeah.
closely, actually, right?
I be trying to catch the games, but you know the time difference, it kind of messes you up. I be out or I be training and the game be on, so I end up seeing it on Twitter or I see Malcolm Delaney talking about it. You know, me and Malcolm, he came to Virginia Tech after me, so I try to follow it and see. It's strange to see the Real Madrid got the same players on the team that I played against, and I keep up with Nick Calates from Florida. Scotty Wilber can play with me at Darshevka. So I try to handle Olympiacos. I keep up with these guys. And I keep up with FS for sure. Keep up with
Yeah.
FS for sure.
And which team were you happiest to be part of?
I say I got a special bond with all of them. I'm going to say that. I got a special bond with Darshevka because Darshevka, what the schools stand for kids that have single parents and stuff like that. I got a special bond with it. For FS, I got a special bond for FS because they're like a family that is more, everybody's going to be there the same year. The trainers, the equipment man, all everybody going to be. Gala, I got a different feeling because of the fans. Like the fans treat you like, you feel like a superstar when you play for Gala.
If you win,
Yeah. Yeah, I never experienced losing. Even now that they're in the States, I see people, they say Jim Boom Boom. I'm like, what? Like, they recognize me. Then for Olympiacos, it's the tradition. It's the titles, it's win of nothing in Olympiacos. They don't understand second place. So I can respect that. And to see Olympiacos coming back and always in the Final Four, Coach B there. Then you got the Marusi, the tradition. But I don't know. It's hard for me to say. I love fans, and all the fans love me at each team. So it's hard for me to say which one.
no, okay, because I was expecting the answer of Galatasaray. In that,
Yeah.
I mean, the first 7 months maybe, it was because of the victories in the EuroLeague, and even though the first year of Galatasaray being in the EuroLeague was impressive, and from outside you were looking like a real family, you know?
Yeah, it was.
That was really special
Yeah.
connection. Uh, Jamon, you spent 6 seasons in Turkey, and what have you observed about Turkish basketball during that time?
Turkish basketball has went from, I felt like when I first got there, it was about a lot of small guards just shooting a lot of shots, people just scoring. Like when I was in Greece, people used to say you go to Turkey just to get the money. Teams never going to win. And like you got to think before, it was a while before a team had been to the Final Four in EuroLeague, right? Because I think if we would have went to FS, that was going to be the first time in a long time.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
2000 at 2000 and 2001, FS made Final Four twice.
Yeah, so it was a long time. That was maybe 2013 when I was at FS. Nobody had been to the Final Four. So, and playing in Greece when Olympiacos and Panathinaikos, they known for making to the Final Four. It was kind of like a thing. Like all Turkish teams are going to quit at the end, stuff like that. But when I got back to Turkey, I started seeing it was more coaches coming, better coaches coming, bigger budgets and stuff like that. So I watched. Now you got Fenerbahce always in the Final Four. FS done won back to back. So Turkey to me is almost the best league. If you want to say it, They got two of the best teams.
Mhm.
Then you still can't forget about Besiktas going to be good. Karşıyaka going to be good. Gala's going to be good. Even Darüşşafaka got a Euro Championship, Euro Cup or something they won when David Black
Euro
was
Cup.
there.
They won Euro Cup.
Yeah, so Turkey basketball has grown a lot. Way better players, way better coaches. Even the Turkish players are way better. Like so it's grown a lot.
Yeah. And you were known as a defender, but who do you think was the hardest player to defend against
In Turkey or in Europe,
in
period?
Europe in general? Give me top three.
Kiyoskowskis played for Cheska. He was I can't really do nothing with him. Kiyoskowskis. I say Spanulis.
And he was basically was not a ball handler, right?
Yeah,
Shishkovs,
but I had
but
to guard him. Yeah, he
you
was
got it.
tall. He was tall. I really couldn't do nothing. Spanulis. Keith Langford.
Keith Langford.
Keith
Okay.
Langford. Keith Langford. Yeah.
Ah, very good names, very good choices.
Yeah.
Jamon, that's all from me, and thank you. It was a pleasure to having you here, man. And I hope I'll see you soon.
Okay, man. Anytime you want to talk, just let me know.
Okay.